Hi, I'm Jacob DeBoer, and I'm the owner of Central City Music here in Marshfield. So I started playing music when I was about 10 and have played some form of instrument for over the past 2 decades. I started teaching music lessons a little over 12 or 13 years, and we've taught in town here in Marshfield for a number of years, and this is our studio, our place. Yeah, my dad always wanted to learn guitar, so he had a few guitars that he just collected over the years and purchased and learned a few chords, and my brother and I actually loved tagging along with him to the guitar shops, and we just started picking up Dad's guitar and learning songs that we liked on the radio or CDs, and then fast forward a little bit, my wife and I, we got married. We lived in Stevens Point for a number of years, and there was a gentleman that approached me. We had done all kinds of music, performing, my wife and I, over the years, and he kind of approached me and said, "Hey, I have a music studio, and I'm hurting for teachers. Have you ever considered teaching music lessons?" So that's where I started teaching, was in Point when we were newlyweds almost 13 years ago. I taught on the north end of town for a number of years, about 10 years. We had moved to Marshfield. My wife's job called us here, and then I had rented studio space on the north end of town and taught private lessons myself. And then Central City Music is about a year old. We last year there was kind of a large influx of students that needed teachers, so we knew that we needed to kind of expand and get a few teaching rooms and hire a few extra teachers. Yeah, we liked the kind of the name Central City, so my wife and I, we came up with that and kind of doodled and sketched the little logo that we have now. We try really hard, especially with the teachers that work here with us. We try to cover all the bases so that they can just teach, including myself. So we have people that do office work or do some of the other things that aren't necessarily teaching, so that myself and our teachers can focus on what we do best, if that makes sense. So I started on guitar, but over the years, boy, my favorite instrument, that's really tough. I really enjoy playing piano. Guitar always kind of has a spot in my heart because that's what I started on. But there are so many. That's a really tough question. I really like ukulele. I really like mandolin. Violin and cello are great, and I love the drums. They're a challenging instrument to teach and to play, so I like the challenge of that. So we always kind of take a unique approach to lessons. Usually the first lesson, a student will sit down with us, and it's almost like a placement test without the test part. We just kind of ask them, "Hey, why did you want to start playing piano? What are some of your favorite songs? Do you really want to be here?" And sometimes really neat stories come from that. "Oh, my grandma used to play piano." We have a student right now. "My grandma used to play piano. I loved it as a kid, never kept up with it. I started taking lessons again because I wanted to do something for myself and start playing piano." So it's really neat. And then from there, we have a curriculum and stuff, but we kind of custom tailor that to a student's needs and their goals. So we recommend 5. Our youngest student right now is 4. I've taught students that are in their 60s and 70s, ukulele, guitar, piano. I don't think it's ever too late to start learning or to start picking it back up again. The most difficult instrument that I've taught. A banjo is pretty challenging to learn. You can get some of the basics down, but to become proficient at that, it requires a lot of finger picking. So a banjo is definitely tough, and violin is a tough instrument to learn as well. A couple stories. We have a family here that takes lessons, all 3 of the kids, and it's kind of cool. All 3 of them are at an age now where Mom actually showed me like a picture, like a band picture of them. So they kind of have this jam band with them and their buddies. Another story, we have students from all over the area. So there's a specific group of students that I'm always kidding around that they should start a band, because we have almost all the instruments and a vocalist that all take lessons here. And they kind of joke about it at school, but haven't put a band together yet. And then kind of a neat story is a student of mine, this is kind of like going on to professional or whatever, but a student of mine, he started taking lessons with me in high school, so all through high school, and he had kind of mentioned during our lessons that he maybe was thinking about going to school for this. So knowing that when he was a junior, we really took those last couple of years, and I kind of like custom tailored what he was learning to kind of prep him for college. And now he actually in the summer teaches here, teaches lessons, and that's what he's going to school for. And he says without lessons he wouldn't have been as prepared as he was able to be with kind of knowing that he was going into that and being able to kind of customize what he was learning. One of the things we noticed is it's great to have, I can teach a bunch of instruments, whatever, that's fine. But there are certain teachers that we have now to where we can actually, if you want to learn cello, you can learn cello, or violin, you can learn violin, viola, etc. So all of us teachers teach a number of instruments, but we also are kind of proficient at a select few. So that really helps. Again, we can kind of custom tailor the lessons. If we have someone that wants to learn AC/DC on drums, we have a drum teacher that's his thing. Or if someone wants to learn Imagine Dragons on drums, we have a drum teacher that, kind of that's more of their style, so we can kind of custom tailor that. Yeah, there are a few Jack Black references here. Sometimes it feels like that, which is really neat. It's like I said, a well-rounded education, but at the same time, pretty relaxed atmosphere and laid-back atmosphere. There's always music going in our house. A number of our kids sing or play instruments, so that's kind of fun. It's neat, too, to have them kind of part of the journey here at the studio and at recitals and at winter concert. Hi, I'm Jacob, and this is my crew, and I'm so excited to meet you. I've been playing music for the last 22 years and teaching music lessons privately for over a decade now. It all started in a garage with my buddies, and these days my wife and I are worship leaders at our church. From 5- and 6-year-old students to 56-year-old students, we've worked on everything from AC/DC to Beethoven, from Skillet to Newsboys, Chris Stapleton to Sia to Imagine Dragons. So get your lesson books ready, and we'll see ya real soon. See ya!